Hello and welcome to another episode of Connections. My name's Dimitri. I'm from Cyprus, and this is my co-host Andrada Popan-Dorca. Did I say it correctly?
Very well. Yes, I'm from Romania. So for Dimitri, this is a big deal of saying a full on Romanian name. But yes, you said it very well with the rolling R's and everything. Um, so yeah, hi everyone, and welcome to our, I guess, second episode, even though we've recorded a lot more,
Yeah,
but they haven't gone public yet.
yeah, we keep stumbling along because we have some issues with our video and sound, but we're getting there. Everything will be sorted very soon. Uh, so thank you for anyone who's listening. And basically, I wanted to start off with something really interesting. Um, so last time we were talking about the your favorite guy, Mr. Jeff Bezos, and how
Oh yeah,
he's
my favorite.
yeah, it was ironic. He's become the first trillionaire, and I just wanted to ask you because you showed me a video before about capitalism and stuff like that. So, if someone's becoming so powerful and that he's going to be like a trillionaire, there's more obviously that we probably don't know of, but do you think that ultimately there should be a change within the system with capitalism in order for things to balance out a bit?
I think so. I think capitalism, like most things, is a system that can't really go on forever. And it's flawed in so many ways. Sure, is it fair for him to get that much money? It's debatable. He worked for it. He had a business model that allowed him to get that much money. But in the same time,
True.
like, how much money does a person need? And it's so unfair to think that he is on his way to getting $1 trillion,
Yeah.
while some people live with like $1 a day. Um, this there and the problem with it is that somebody in his position can only go higher, and somebody in the other position can only go lower. It's highly exceptional for somebody coming from a very poor place from the slums to go get an education, or
I
to
mean,
get like I don't know, to skip some social layers.
yeah, I mean, it's
And
possible
that's
to
why the
happen.
gap.
Yeah. It's not like it. Of course, it's possible to have it. You're just you mean that it's statistically speaking, it's a, a lot harder for someone in a
Yes.
lower position to be able to get there. And
Yeah, and it's very likely for the gap to only deepen. And
yeah,
how far do we allow this to go? Is it in the end, is it productive for society? I don't think it is.
it really
Because
isn't. Yeah,
if we only have 5 trillionaires in the world and everybody else lives below the sustenance level, how is it going to help anybody?
and it's really weird too because the whole one of not the whole one of the premises of capitalism is the fact that you're allowing open competition. And they're
Exactly.
always fighting about how competition helps speed up progress and technology and so on and so forth. So the fact that he now is like has is he practically owns the online shopping market. Won't this
It's
actually
monopoly.
hinder the ability to get better or for us to see new things and new findings, new technologies?
Absolutely, it's monopoly. He's monopolizing online commerce, and sure, some people can say that, well, he's done it because he has good services and people prefer his services. But at the same time, we learned that there was that diaper.com company, and he literally he because he could afford to, he was selling diapers below the production price,
Yeah, I
the
read that.
production
Yeah,
cost for a while, to get those guys out of business. And so that's unfair competition.
that's
And then there's
unreal, by the
this.
way.
Right, I mean, he can afford to do that for months until he kills the competition, and then he can like rise prices again, because guess what, he's the one monopolizing the diaper e-commerce.
And
um
the thing that's even more sick than that is that why do you have to do that? What exactly is the reason for you to attack someone who's selling diapers, for example?
yeah, exactly, it's not like he's gonna
It's
get you
actually
out of business.
ridiculous when you think about it. I mean, you have 90% of the market, yet you're still looking to attack the 0.0001%.
Right.
It's absolutely
And
crazy.
It is, and it's unfair. It's again, I don't think it's productive in the end because, like you were saying, that the first point of capitalism is competition. I think another really important, like an essential factor, is circulating the money. I mean, if somebody like him hoards $1 trillion, how is money circulating on the market? You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like, he's hoarding it. Sure, he's probably buying yachts and mansions and whatever he's buying, but he's circulating a small amount of money in a really small circle. Like, other rich people getting richer and him getting richer, and it's like a small bubble of people getting a lot richer and everybody else getting poorer. Um, Especially in the pandemic, in a situation like the pandemic, because
And
people are
yeah, and
losing their
you
jobs
already
and
like
income.
in Cyprus, it's so in Cyprus, which is pretty small. We're only around 1 million population. We're already hearing all these buyouts from companies having to close due to the
Right.
pandemic and due to everything going wrong for them. And now you see these huge companies are just going to buy them out, and they're going to buy them out for peanuts because
Yep.
they probably owed money because most companies nowadays they're working with loans anyway. So even one of our banks just uh, a news came out that they made like 113 million in profit or something. So the fact that all this is happening and capitalism is allowing for this, I don't understand where it stops basically, and or how it stops for that matter.
I don't know. I do believe that capitalism should be state regulated. And a lot of people are probably going to say, like, oh, no, that's socialism. That's not real capitalism. Um, but I do think that some state regulation is in order, because like that, you allow healthy competition. You're able to regulate taxation. Um, so I don't know. Well, I guess my answer is yes, some sort of regulation. But even like that, even the state, I mean, of course, if the state can make some profit out of it, they're going to allow it.
Of course, and it's really weird because let's say the symbolism of a private uh, power as a company or as companies or as an individual, it's been really coming forward the past few weeks with the space race between private companies, and it's just amazing that in
Mm,
50 years, in a time span of 50 years, basically, or 60 years, you've had a space race between two mega powers, countries, and now it's between privately owned companies.
right.
And and if they're saying that it's because of competition that this is progressing so much, and the technology to be able to go up in space is due to people trying to get one up on each other. So imagine if Jeff Bezos just says, "Listen, I'm gonna," because he has one company as well, I think, that goes into space.
He does. I'm
Or
not.
he's opened one for sure, but I don't know if it's working.
Mm-hmm.
What if he just decides, listen, I'm gonna buy all of you, and you're all gonna disappear, and it's just gonna be me going into space, and I can choose whoever I want.
Exactly. I'm just gonna crush everybody else. Like,
And it's crazy
um,
too. I mean, imagine how far we've come that now in a few years you're probably gonna be able to give like, I don't know, $1,000 or something and go up in space.
as a tourist, yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's my dream to be able to go to space as a tourist.
Just to
I'm
go around, like
super.
how do you imagine it being?
I don't know. Probably they would take you on a short trip to the International Space Station or something.
To the edge of
But
the horizon, like just above, I guess. I don't know.
yeah, like yeah, or maybe just to get out of the atmosphere and then yeah, come back. I don't know. They're probably gonna have different packages, like how long do you
Yeah, of
spend out
course.
there, and like like premium package or whatever. Coming
First
back
class.
also includes coming back. Yeah,
Look at a return trip. If you don't buy a return trip, you left up there to float.
you could die there. I mean, it would be a pretty epic burial to just like float into space indefinitely.
Do you think there would be a
I,
way to
I watched too many sci-fi movies on this, so yeah. Go ahead.
do you think they'll actually start finding a way to instead of just building stations, to maybe build a recycling station, for example, and they shoot all the garbage up into space?
That would probably be a good idea, actually, because from what I hear, there's already so much space trash, space debris, like all the leftover satellites from commercial satellites and everything. Apparently, like the Earth is literally engulfed in trash, like down here and out there.
How though? And
So
also, I want to see that because whenever they show pictures of Earth and everything, you see nothing. So
yeah,
what? How? I mean, there must be a picture of something. But I also
I
saw something that like there's how many satellites going around, like hundreds and hundreds, due
yeah,
to
there's a lot.
yeah,
And I think the debris, it's like, I think it's made up of really small pieces. And if it's like a picture from far away, you can't really
probably can't
see
see it. Yeah.
super clearly. But yeah, if you're getting closer to the atmosphere, I think it's, yeah, like small pieces like that. And apparently it's not. It would be good to actually have a recycling station out there. But you were also talking about sending trash from Earth to there, right? Just like,
Which is kind of pointless. You're
yeah, I
polluting
mean,
more to try and send trash away.
right. God, I was reading, speaking of pollution, I was reading this news article about microplastic. And apparently, I think some UK researchers have made a new experiment with a net that has like a tighter texture to it. And apparently, they found that in some places in the oceans, we have more microplastic particles than plankton. And you know how,
Wow.
well, a lot of, yeah, and a lot of like fish and ocean life forms eat that, and apparently they're just really feeding off of plastic now.
Wow, that's
And
absolutely
you know,
crazy.
like, it's crazy. We don't know what that means yet, but we for sure know that it means that fish eat plastic. We eat the fish, and it comes back into our bodies. We think we'll get rid of it by throwing it into the water, just like, oh, fuck the ocean. But it's actually we're actually
Yeah.
bringing it back into our bodies, but
We're
we're ingesting
inadvertently
it. So
killing ourselves with it.
we are, in the end we are, and I think that is probably the best expression of karma that I know of these days. Like, we think, oh well, I mean, we're polluting, but for the next generations, I'm like, no, we're already seeing the effects of pollution, like cancer. Like I was telling you before this, how for ever since this lockdown started, for like 2 months and a half almost, I've left. I live in Bucharest, in the capital city. But because I didn't have to go into the office anymore, I left Bucharest and I'm now staying in the countryside. I work from here, fresh air, sun, whatever. So I can actually tell that my hair and my skin are better because Bucharest is so polluted. My hair gets all like oily. My skin gets like I get acne more often when I'm there. Ever since I've been here, I can tell the difference. My skin is better. I feel better. My hair gets dirty a lot less often.
Yeah.
I don't even want to think what it does to my internal body, to my brain, to my organs. Like,
In Cyprus, they're thinking of introducing, like, because they saw the difference with pollution, especially in the city. They're
right.
discussing the option of maybe every Sundays to be car free from
Mm-hmm.
6 in the morning to 6 in the afternoon. I mean, I guess it's a great start, but um, in Cyprus it gets really hot during like from 11 to 5, 6. So
Right.
not many people are going around anyway. I mean, they'll go downtown and park, I guess. But again, I think it's a good start, and I think you will see the difference again, especially
Hopefully.
with the trees and the buildings and everything. I mean, it's really noticeable with pollution. And I think they should introduce stuff in every city. And I think in Spain they're also they're like the leading European city in Spain with making pedestrian only
Mm-hmm.
zones, which is awesome.
It's really good. I think also in Bucharest they've discussed something like that to every weekend or every Sunday as well, to have a few areas that are also car free, to turn them into like pedestrian areas just for the weekend.
The huge
And
issue
I
that I
think
have with that, though,
it's good.
sorry for interrupting,
Go ahead.
The huge issue that I have with that for Cyprus, for example, is that our public transport is dire, to say the least, and there's just no other way to go. And if someone is
Hmm.
10 minutes outside from the city, he's not going to walk, especially in the Cypriot sun.
Oh, yeah, you're right. But so what? You have just buses as a public transport
We have buses and
system?
taxis, and the buses are off. No, the buses are good as buses, as a vehicle, but the system they have is awful. There's
They're really
always
unreliable.
delays. Yeah, due
Mm.
to traffic, you never know if a bus is coming or not. There's no bus lanes because there's just no room, which sounds ridiculous, but the whole architecture when planning the city was pretty wrong from the beginning. So I don't know
Mm.
how they're going to fix that. So hopefully things get better on that end, but it doesn't look like it. In Bucharest, though, that you have underground as well, right? Do you have trams?
We have we have trams and we have buses and we have the subway. So there's it's better, but
That's
because
really
like you
good.
say, because of yeah, I mean, because of the traffic, buses are also not very reliable. They're super crowded. Um, if you want to go to the airport, that's one of the issues. There is no direct subway line to the airport. It's under construction. It's been under construction for like 10, 20 years now. But yeah, like you have to take either a bus or a taxi. And if you take the bus, it takes you like all around the
Yeah,
city because
it
it's just one.
stops a billion places.
Yeah, they say it's an express line, but yeah, obviously it stops all over the place to take everybody who wants to go to the airport. So it takes like 2 hours to get there.
Why is the
Um,
subway taking so long to build? Is it economic issues or it's just far away?
it's just corruption
Oh,
mainly
okay.
because, like, generally in Romania, with the subway system, with roads, with like highways, um,
It's contract based and probably the specific, yeah.
exactly. Yeah, and if the contracts, I mean, the right people have to get the contracts, those people have to give some money back to some people, and it's always delayed.
By
And
the way,
with
she said the right people, okay, not the white people, just in case someone heard
the
wrong.
yeah, yeah, the right people. I mean, the ones who are able to, pay something back and stuff like that. And it's so slow. It's been super slow. And a lot of people say that, of course, the authorities, like the mayors and stuff, they don't want to actually get that subway line to the airport built because the mayor and the mayor's relatives, they own shares in this taxi company, and so of course they want
Oh,
people to
okay.
travel by taxi. So it's like it's ridiculous.
It's a web of
It's a web
connections,
of connections and relations and
corruption.
profits and
Yeah.
corruption. So,
Yeah. My news this week is that we've been called to go back to the office. We've been working from home for
um,
around 2.5 months, and it feels so weird. I feel like although although it's good to go back to the office in a way, I feel like at home you're more productive. You have a lot more free time because of the commute, and you can
mhm.
get up and do, I don't know, whatever you want to do at that time, and you can come back to your work later if it's not an emergency. I just feel that you have more control over your time. And if you're good at time management, it's just so much better for you and the company. And there's so many companies that don't understand this. But I feel like, I don't know, I feel weird going back to work. When
I
do you, I
bet.
mean, man, I don't know. I mean, you might go back in a couple of weeks as well, so we'll be able to compare, but it feels so weird.
Our offices are still closed, and we still have quite a few cases of infections here. So they're probably not gonna open at least until June. At some point, we don't know yet, but I can imagine for you guys, how many, like, yeah, what are the numbers for you right now? Do you
Yesterday they
know?
found zero actually, which is really good.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
And everything's
So,
opened, but with strict measures. But everything's open now.
oh, okay.
I
So you
think
need
the
to
only
keep
thing that's
distance.
not open is the mall. Everything else is
Hmm.
open. Yeah.
Okay. That's not bad. What about tourism? Are you going to allow tourists to come in under some, like, do they have to stay in quarantine if they do? What's the news
So
on that?
they're making some decisions now. The Cypriot government wanted to open on the 10th of June, but from
Hmm.
what I've understood, the European Union wants to take control of how each country is doing tourism, just in case there's issues and stuff. And I think they're delaying us as a country to receive tourism. But we have a
Hmm.
selected list of countries that are allowed, and at the moment, the UK is not allowed. And if someone comes from
Mm,
the UK, for example, they'll have to be 2 weeks in quarantine. So it wouldn't work for as a holiday.
right. I see. Yeah, I mean, in the UK, things are a bit out of control. It's true.
I mean, I don't know.
Um,
I mean, they have issues because one of people in the government, he went out to see his family or something when he wasn't supposed to, and he had more people in the car than he was supposed to, and that people are trying to get him fired. So they're worrying about other things now, I guess.
mhm, mhm. Yeah.
Uh,
Well, UK is, I don't know what's going to happen to them and how this pandemic is going to interfere with Brexit. Um,
yeah.
but I think it's going to be a really rough year for them. Even more, it's going to be more rough for them than it's going to be for us to go back to work, because that's
Yeah.
where we started,
Yeah.
with going back to the office. So are you going to have to go like, just regular schedule, 9 to 5? Everybody needs to go every day. Do you still have any work from home at least once a week, or not
Well,
really?
I guess we're gonna discuss it when I go back, but I'm gonna try and ask them that if I could at least have, I don't know, 2, 3, 4 days a month to work at home.
Hmm.
Uh, I mean, for us at this point, it's seamless. Whether you work here or there, the only difference is instant communication with your colleagues. So
Sure.
hopefully they'll be open enough to see that it worked, because there's a lot of businesses that are a bit close-minded when it comes to this thing. Thank God mine is not. And hopefully when we talk, they'll they'll allow me to work at home. I know your company allowed you to work at home from before, so do you think they'll increase the number of days for you guys?
We'll have to see. I mean, for us, it was, yeah, 2 days per week. We had work from
I
home,
mean, that's awesome.
in
That's
our
really
contract.
cool.
That's pretty good. Yeah, we were speaking with our manager, our team, and we were all like, yeah, it's actually pretty good to have this flexibility, to not have to commute. You gain so much time, to just do a workout in the morning or whatever, instead of getting on the subway. And so he said he's going to try and get more work from home for us. We would still meet regularly in the office for team meetings and all, but to get even more work from home, which would be nice. I
You
also think that, yeah, I'm more productive. I get, when I'm hungry, I go eat. I don't waste an hour waiting in line at the cafeteria with everybody else. I just go in 10 minutes. I put something together. I have my lunch. I go back to work. I do my stuff. So,
Yeah, I mean, everything is it's so different, it's so productive. I was gonna say something and I just totally left my mind. Damn.
oh, sorry. I kept going with my
No, it's fine. But
idea.
it's really weird how everybody just decided to discover Zoom and Skype and all that stuff as if it wasn't there before. And now it's like, oh, don't worry about it. We could go do Zoom. And like, duh. It's been
And we were
around
all like,
forever,
yeah, but,
guys. Come on, wake
and
up.
we were using it before. Why all of a sudden now it's like a revelation, like you say? We were using it. We could have used it even more because it was there. It was on our computers.
And it's so weird because you know that all these people, they might be using FaceTime or Messenger or whatever they use to talk with each other. And yet they didn't see the connection between using things to connect people with connecting work and businesses. It's so weird, honestly.
And doing it remotely.
Yeah, exactly. What's going on? Anyway,
I don't know. I really don't. I think for a lot of people, it's important to go into the office. Also for socializing, but I also think it's important for people who have kids, because I know that it's really tough to do work and be at home and have 2, 3 kids at home with you all the
Yeah,
time.
it's
And
impossible.
they want, obviously, they want attention. They want to play with you. You're at home. Why aren't you giving me attention? What do you mean you're working? When you're at home, you're not at the job. They can't compute that. So I do get it. That's why I'm wondering, maybe even in Cyprus, what's it like now if people have to go back into the office? Are schools open,
Yeah,
or what are
they
you doing?
opened on Thursday,
Okay.
and yeah, they've opened with lots of measures and stuff like that. But there's some
Hmm.
schools, like I don't know if it's high school and or I don't know, but there's some schools that they've made them go one by one. So on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Fridays, and then another group goes on Mondays, whatever.
Hmm.
I mixed up the days. I don't even know the days of the week anymore.
Whatever, but they go alternative days. It's
Yeah.
fine.
So I'm guessing that if they've done this also for preschool, probably the people who have kids are allowed to work from home. I mean,
Right.
that's the only logical solution I can see on how that
Yeah.
would work. But I think things are going, they're starting to go back to how it was in Cyprus. It's actually, we're pretty close to it.
Yay. So hopefully we can visit Cyprus soon.
Yeah, you should. You should.
That'd be nice. I mean, but people who are watching, if anybody's watching, I've been getting ready to go to Cyprus for years now.
You've even had friends come to Cyprus before you.
I know, yeah, friends, and yeah, I
Uh,
still haven't.
yeah. And my next trip I'll have to come see you in Bucharest as well.
Yes, I think the flights are probably going to open pretty soon. From what I've heard, the national Romanian airlines are opening some flight routes to Rome and Milan, and I was
Really,
like,
Rome?
oh, right, and Milan of all places,
Yeah,
like that was
Milan as well.
like the epicenter of everything that started in Italy. And I was thinking, like, really there? I mean, are people really gonna want to go there so soon? I mean,
Is
I
that
love
why they're
Italy. I would.
opening it up, you think? Because no one will want to go anyway.
I don't know. And also the tickets are gonna be around 200 euro. So even that's a lot, because like low cost, you can go for 50 euro
Yeah.
already. So I don't know.
I don't think I'll be ready to travel this year due to the fact that it's going to take ages to go through customs and everything.
It will. It will.
So I don't think I'm
And
up for that, but maybe I'll get
and God,
yeah.
go ahead.
I was thinking maybe I can get a dinghy boat and just go around. See if
That'd be fun.
see if I can find a way to go in Romania from somewhere.
Yeah, like come on the Black Sea. I was gonna say that God forbid. I mean, sure, you can go somewhere. Let's say you take a lot of time into consideration and you make it there. What if you go to a country and like you stay there for 2 weeks, and like after the first week, they 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 have a lot of infections and the numbers go skyrocketing, and they're like, we're closing the borders, and you're like, so I'm stuck here now.
I mean, they'll
Because a lot
probably
of
send
people,
them back, and
they
they'd have to
will.
quarantine.
Right, they will, but like it will be a lot tougher. They won't have as many flights. A lot of people are going to want to be coming back at the same time. Um, I don't know. I really want to travel a bit this year as well, but I really don't know where I'm going to be able to.
So the ultimate, so the ultimate would be going up to space, finding that everyone in the space station has coronavirus, and then I'd stay, and I'd stay there
Yeah,
for
yeah.
2 weeks.
God. Well, actually, that's a good point. What happened to the astronauts there? I think they were just. I mean, I don't know.
Imagine
I
if they
mean,
didn't tell them at all and they kept it a secret. That would be awesome. Then they'll come back and they're like, "Oh my God, what happened?
what happened?
Is this apocalypse?"
Why is everything shut down? Why is the economy crashing? Why are there so many dead people? God.
You know, in
Um,
the space stations, maybe they have like a technology that they can see us like ants walking around, and all of a sudden they see nothing, and then like
Stop.
Okay, I'm not gonna mention anything. Just gonna say,
Yeah, if they don't tell me I have to go back, I'm not gonna insist.
yeah. Anyway, so
Sure.
I guess next week we're gonna talk about what companies are doing to if companies are taking advantage of employees and employers and how their mindset has changed due to the coronavirus, because we've heard some bad news of how employers are taking advantage of their employees, right?
Yeah, and also what's happening on the market these days with hiring. It'd be it'd be a good point to talk about.
Yeah, so hopefully anyone who has anything to add, you can send us a message, drop us a comment, give us a like, subscribe, and all that stuff. We're getting the hang of this. Trust us, the episodes will get a lot better. We're going to have guests very soon as well. Yeah, and hopefully you guys can stick around. Anything else you want to say, Andy, before we go?
Just stay safe, stay healthy, and hopefully this will all be over soon.
Yeah, it will.
Not
It
our
will.
show though, just the pandemic.
Yeah. All right, guys. Thanks for staying until the end and have a good day. See you.
Bye.